Good morning. Once again, we welcome Kris McCusker from 680 News with all our business news. And unfortunately, we start out by talking about these blood clots that keep popping up in a couple of the vaccines, and a rare one here in Canada, in Quebec, this morning.
Right. So we're talking about two vaccine makers here, Mark, Johnson Johnson and AstraZeneca. So the U.S. paused the Johnson Johnson vaccine as of yesterday. Shares in Johnson Johnson took a pretty big hit initially, and actually at one point, that stock was the biggest weight on the Dow. At the end of the day, the stock was down 1.3%. It's a little lower in pre-market trade. This pause on this vaccine is being described by officials as temporary, suggesting that it might only be on pause for a matter of days. Then AstraZeneca, we did find out about these side effects in Canada. There is one case. U.S. listed shares in AstraZeneca are higher in pre-market trade. That stock was down yesterday about 0.5%. So it's sort of interesting how health and business are sort of crossing lines here as we go forward with vaccine rollouts all around the world, essentially.
I would assume all of these manufacturers have done quite well through all of this as their vaccines have been approved.
Yes.
Cryptocurrency, obviously we have seen a surge in Bitcoin. Now we've got another one that's going to be hitting the markets today.
Oh boy, this could be big. And I say could because it's not really clear where this is going to go. So Coinbase is set to go public on the NASDAQ today. It's officially, or unofficially, I guess, the first cryptocurrency public listing. And this comes with Bitcoin hitting another all-time high. It happened overnight, hitting $64,869 US dollars. Bitcoin has moved higher 7 sessions in a row, so it's the longest winning streak since the start of the year. Now, Coinbase's debut is being described by some as a potentially big event and possibly the largest direct listing ever. There are still questions around the valuation. So the NASDAQ has given Coinbase a reference price of $250 a share, which would value the company at $65 billion. I guess we'll see how this plays out. The ticker symbol, if you want to follow it, obviously, COIN, C-O-I-N.
That's easy. It's fairly easy to find. Just a quick question, and I don't know if you know the answer, but who's behind Coinbase exactly? Where did it come from?
I don't know. It's been around for a little while,
Okay.
and this stuff is really fluid, right? So sometimes companies just pop up, and it's the first you've heard of them, and this would be one of those.
Yeah, and obviously Bitcoin started that way some time ago as well. We have got a winning streak on the markets right now with PayPal.
Yeah, and this is actually tied to Bitcoin, believe it or not. So PayPal is trying for an 11th straight winning day, potentially the best 10-day stretch already since February. It's up by about 16% over that period, and it would be, if it goes to 11, the longest winning streak ever for this stock, which went public in 2015. And one analyst is actually attributing this to the momentum in Bitcoin. Now, a similar pattern is playing out with shares in Square, so there might be some, I guess, backing to this theory. That stock has been higher 10 straight days as well, and for years, Square has allowed users to buy and sell Bitcoin on the Cash app, and PayPal made a similar move just last year. So perhaps these stocks continue to gain ground, sort of riding the tailwinds, let's say, of Bitcoin.
Another one of those cases where you wish you got in some time ago, and you'd be reaping the benefits at this point.
Yeah, and the Coinbase IPO, $250 a share. That's a little rich for my blood, but the expectation is there might be some bumps along the way, but it's likely to go up.
Well, we shall see. Kris McCusker, thanks for joining us again this morning. Great to see you.
Okay, have a good day.
You too. Coming up after the break, essential workers are pleading to the Ford government to push up their vaccine timeline before the province faces empty grocery shelves. We'll be back. You're watching Breakfast Television.